All right, it is 5:30. I'll call the meeting to order because we do not have a chair or vice chair at this time, so I can call the meeting to order. We'll start with roll call. Bradley.
Here.
Eagler. Clark. Genslinger.
Here.
Jerza.
Here.
Logan. Luzak.
Here.
Pooley. Schwam.
Here.
We do have a quorum. First thing on the agenda, election of officers to serve a one-year term starting from July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. I did reach out to Jeff Logan. He said that if this board so chose, he would still sit as president of this board if he wanted him to. So, well, there's Jim.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So I would seek a motion for.
I move that Jeff be elected another year.
Okay.
I'll second.
I want a second.
Nominate Logan.
So what building?
Any other nominations?
Oh,
Any other
that's what we
nominations?
want.
Any other nominations? Is there a motion to cast the unanimous ballot and cease nominations and cast the unanimous ballot?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Election of vice chairperson for a one-year term from July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. Seek a motion from anybody.
Who's the current vice?
Pat is.
You want to keep doing it?
Sure.
I'll nominate Pat Clark.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
So much work.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? I'll seek a motion to cease nominations and cast a unanimous ballot.
So moved. Here, here.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Election of secretary for a one-year term from July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. I am your secretary, or was your secretary last year. I will still stay on if you so choose. Seek a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any other?
Great job, too.
Thanks, Larry. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Seek a motion to cease nominations and cast a unanimous ballot.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any conflicts of interest to declare for this with seeing what the agenda is presented? Hearing none, seek a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I so move. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Seek approval of the previous minutes of October 4, 2023.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm glad that meeting went as it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thank you. Thank you for those who voted in favor.
All those in favor of the minutes,
That was the one, huh?
That was the one.
say aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, moving on to item number 7, review and comment on proposed revision to the Mitchell Historic Commercial District. We were reached out to by somebody within the district to change the boundaries of it. They wanted to get out of it, so I had no idea how the process even started, so I reached out to Liz from the state office. And so she's been working with us to work through this whole process. Do you want to just go through the process or what we're doing here tonight? We're not taking any official actions tonight. It's more of just discussion, comment, so she can take it back, put it more together, and then come out with actual proposed draft that would be moving forward at that time. Correct?
Do I need-
Yep.
Yes. So the area that we were reached out to about is on the East First Street, where there were like 6 buildings right in a row, and one came down in 2021, and then the others, I believe, were in 2023. So that was the area, and since it was on the edge of the district, there's justification for removal and adjusting the boundary for that. Although with new construction in historic districts, that's something that can happen. And with the state review law, there's a process that the city could go take the project through a review. And there are particular things to look at for new construction to make sure it doesn't hurt the eligibility of the district overall. So new construction on any of the demolished lots is a possible thing. And with it being still sort of in the environs of the historic district, new construction on that property, the city might, if they thought the proposed new construction had the potential to damage, destroy, or encroach upon a historic property, they might send it to us for comment, and we might ask for you guys to comment, even if it's outside the district, because that state review law the city can consider projects in the environs of a historic property. So there still might be some review, but it might look a little bit different if it's not in the historic district itself. So we had that sort of half or quarter block area under consideration. And then I was looking at the properties. There were the 3 non-contributing just to the north on that same block that at this point would make sense to take out as well. But then that left 201, which is currently a contributing property. And keeping that in the boundary would look awfully gerrymandered. So currently, that's how I have the area proposed to decrease the boundary, would include that. I don't know that building has historic integrity enough to be nominated on its own to the National Register, because that might happen if something was cut out of a district. A property might be considered on its own, but with the changes to the windows and storefronts, I don't know if that building would be eligible, but we haven't talked about it as an office yet. And the National Park Service would make the final decision on listing a property ultimately. But so currently that's how I have that boundary drawn. And over the last few years, I've been sort of keeping a tally of changes that if we did an update to the district, properties that we can make, that are already that 208 and 210 North Main in the center of the 200 block the Park Service has already weighed in that they're now contributing after they took off some of that metal stuff on the cornice and did work on the storefronts. But in this update, we can add the new description formally and a new photograph for those. And then there are 3 buildings that we felt after remodeling to them that they no longer have historic integrity. So those 3 would be flipped from contributing to non-contributing. And then we would note other buildings within the area that had been demolished since the last update was done in 2013. So it's sort of a little bit of a cleanup plus the boundary decrease. And then as I was going, I realized that part of First United Methodist Church, the addition that was built in the 70s, was built after the district was listed. So the original boundary didn't include that. And I'm not entirely sure why we didn't address this in the 2013 update, but I was pretty new to the staff and I don't know if I was told just to leave it or I don't know. But within the National Register program, in addition to a building is considered part of the same resource. So it makes sense to me to add to the boundary at that corner and include the addition, just so there's clarity for if a project comes from the church for a city building permit and it's on the addition, even though it's a non-historic addition, so changes to it are less likely to impact the eligibility of the district anyway. The city at least knows that building as a whole is in the district, since the historic part already is. So I think those are the all the little cleanup, all the little things proposed. And so, yeah, so this conversation, I'm just interested in the Preservation Commission's feedback on those items. If you think they're good ideas, bad ideas, anything like that. And then if we were sort of thinking to aim to present it to our board of the State Review Board at their April meeting. Since there's a boundary change, we need to bring it to them to get their comments before the update would go to the National Park Service for approval. With the notifications we have to do before our board meeting, we'd be sending out those sort of formal opportunities for comment for you all and for the owners impacted. And we might send letters to the whole district and sort of list briefly what properties are changing, so the owners know whether their building is the same as it was in 2013 or whether it's different. We'll have to figure out how we want to draft those. But yeah, so we'd be asking for that around February.
Is
So
this-
we might have to meet again.
Is this to help sell the lot on First for new construction? Or
That's probably what started the conversation with that landowner. Was they wanted to know what the restrictions were, and they felt that the commercial or the historic district put too much into it, so that I shouldn't say it that way. It restricted them too much to be able to sell the piece of property for somebody to build on, not knowing what somebody else might build or the process with new construction versus actually trying to keep it as a contributing as in the historic district like that. They just wanted to take that step out by trying to get out of the district. I will say 310, I have talked with the church. Their board of trustees are not in favor of it at all, of being added to it. Their concerns are the same as if they do any remodel or additions or anything like that, that it's going to hamper them for
Okay.
any future development.
Yeah. Did you talk with them about that it being a non-historic addition? The city might be like, okay, it has no potential. Here's the permit.
I didn't get into it very far with them at all.
Okay.
I just had a brief conversation with one of the board members, and he brought it to the rest of the board.
Okay.
But yeah, it's something that I can go back and talk to them with again for sure. And
Or if they want to call me, if they want to
Sure.
have a representative call
Yep.
me, I'm happy to talk to them. too.
They're already in the district though.
The historic part of the building is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
this is just a paperwork cleanup. I mean, the building is one building, not two buildings. So they need, if they don't like it, they need to get out.
they don't have an issue, they said, with the existing being in. It's if they do any additions onto the north side or into some of the parking lots that they think that it might make it a little more difficult for them to do that. But like you said, it's not a historic part of the building, so it really wouldn't encroach or damage upon it. So
Yeah, and even if it were taller, they're in the new construction considerations. There's like a variance for height, so a lot of the things that they recommend looking at are sort of interpretive qualities, like matching the pattern of the district or something. But with height, there's a 10% variance of average heights around the property. So that you're not building, 12-story skyscrapers right up against little historic buildings. 12 is an exaggeration, clearly. The 10% variance is a little shorter than that, but
I did send out a letter to any of the business owners that you just talked about, so that they all had notification of it. And it was this draft letter with the time, date, and also the map that showed the boundaries increasing, decreasing. So they had that. And these were the people that received a letter. It was 11 businesses that received it. Some of them have multiple properties in this area. I do see that one property owner is here. If you have anything that you want to say about this at all, Boyd, or
I have no desire whatsoever for that building to be in the historical district. Period. I don't see what benefit there would be to the city. in any way, shape, or form for that to be considered a historical building.
It's,
He owns these on Second and
it's one of the oldest
yeah,
ones in town.
I agree with those coming off for
Yeah.
sure.
I wonder,
Yeah, it's just been changed a lot. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And it was brought, I think it was brought up from Fire Steel, honestly. Not that I really care if it is or not. I'm just telling you, it's one of the oldest buildings in our city. Do you know when it was built?
I can't hear you.
Oh, do you know when that building was built?
1945.
Hotel.
I thought it was
Give or take a year or two.
18 something.
it'll be in here because she sent us the whole.
If I recall, the Historical Society had other information that I didn't have in 2013. So I was maybe using county estimates. If I had 45 in the 2013
Yeah,
nomination.
1948 is what it says here for the 117, 120s, 1920.
Hmm.
Yeah, so those are coming off. I mean, that's
That-
that. Yeah, I fully support that. I don't think those buildings have any historical value whatsoever.
I was thinking the 123, 135 East Second was the one that maybe.
Oh, yeah,
That's what we're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah. That,
yeah. That would be these buildings right here.
Yeah.
All of.
so that's, yeah.
Yep.
So I added a footnote that in 2013, I had put 45 in the nomination from county records or whatever I was looking at. But that the Historical Society had posted more about the history and had older photographs
Wasn't hotel.
of it from 18. Yeah. They thought 1879 moved from Firesteel to Mitchell
See?
at that point, and it had been a hotel. And it was on the Sanborn fire insurance maps from 1898 through 1923, the ones that I had access to as well. But the stucco and changes to the windows would make it. no
It doesn't
longer
look
eligible
anything like it
for the
used to.
National Register. Yeah.
No, I'm not opposed. Just a tidbit.
I know Jeff Logan and myself and Liz had a conversation when we first originally started this, and 201 got discussed quite a bit. I know Kevin and I have had a little bit of discussion. It's the gerrymandering that kind of makes it seem a little different, but Jeff would argue both ways for whether to keep it in or not keep it in. I guess. Is it?
Yeah, cool, right?
I have not received anything back from the owners on that building. No.
I feel like just driving by there, it still has the historic nature. It might be updated with some windows, but it feels like it's still a historic building. And so, me personally, I'd like to see it stay on there. But I totally get once we cut these two properties off that one has been disconnected and is now kind of an island off on its own, and wouldn't want to be part of this main district. So I could see that going either way as well.
I'd like to see it stay on personally, if that's possible.
So my building's a thumb down. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I think yours is coming off the register or off
Yeah.
off
What
the
you
list.
want, Boyd.
What?
Yours is what you would like it to be.
I don't have any desire for it to be part of the historical district. There's
Yep.
nothing in the building that has any significance whatsoever.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we're in agreement that we think that should come.
Very good. Thank you.
You'll get more letters as this progresses on, as we get towards the end of this portion.
Just let
Thank
you know
you.
upcoming meetings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I get your information?
I got similar feelings with the corner staircase.
Seriously.
That goes back a long way.
It does.
There's a steam laundry and it still has kind of a unique shape to it.
Yeah, you don't build buildings like that anymore. So that's kind of why I'm like, man, take it out yet. We're not ready to do that yet. Now that north side definitely is not historic. That
The
awning
blue,
and the
yeah.
blue.
I can pull up.
Yeah, it's one of those that's sort of half and half kind of. Yeah.
If you take it off, they can just do whatever they want with it, right?
I mean,
The project reviews, yeah, it would have less. It would still do just a general building permit.
yeah,
Right.
process.
and it'd go in front of planning commission because it's in central business. So, still do have some teeth in the game or skin in the game from the city side of it as to what they could or couldn't do. But it would lessen.
Yeah, from planning and zoning perspective, we're not rejecting it because it doesn't keep a historical nature. It's more of a use function
Yeah.
discussion.
Do you have any other islands in this historic district, like any homes in Mitchell that are considered historic value, or is this the only district?
We have the commercial and we have a historical residential district. Just going through some of these.
Yeah.
There are a couple houses that are by themselves. But here is,
Yeah, it's the
this is the
the
map.
West Central.
It's really hard to see on this, but the blue is our residential district, which is just to the west of downtown. I do know that this house right here, I believe it is, on the corner of Kimball and 3rd Avenue, is in the Federal Historical District by itself.
Yep, individually listed.
That's the
Yeah,
oldest house in town, I believe.
the Seaman House.
I could be wrong with the oldest, but I know it's
Mhm.
very old. But it's not looking good either.
No. But with the other boundaries, there aren't any that are kind of out there on the island by itself that we have now.
Yeah, and the depot is a little bit,
Well, yeah.
but by only that
Mhm.
stretch of road. So, and we could always try a boundary that sort of juts around 201, but I don't know exactly what our board or the Park Service would say since we've not had a case like this before.
I think it's worth trying. And if they say no, then they say no.
I would agree with that, keeping it there in the district, or
Yeah.
higher up saying, oh, it's too hard.
Wasn't the old Daily Republic building, kind of by itself?
Yeah, 120. Well, 120's got the parking lot across, but there are.
So it's a little bit.
It's a little bit.
There's a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Just incorporate the parking lot to the north, and then you don't have a skinny little appendage. There's nothing on the parking lot.
That's a good suggestion. That way there would be no, but I don't think the depot ownership would have a issue. Although maybe I shouldn't say, because that would have some family ties in that.
And then once we do notification letters with the National Register, the process for adding area to the National Register, private property owners have the right to submit an objection, and then majorities are counted. So if a majority of private owners in a new area object, that new area can't be listed. So that might impact the church
Was
if
the
they
city
ultimately
on that
decide
parking lot?
to object.
Yeah, across from the movie theater, they
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then, but for properties to either stay on or be taken off, there's no objection because it's already on the books. So owners or anybody could supply a comment on a proposed nomination update, but there isn't the same right to object to a change the way there is to add to the
Now,
National Register.
The building that's the candy shop, or the one that was the corner.
Second Waller.
Yeah, they received a letter, but they had no issue with the letter because there was no comment. No.
I haven't heard from them at all. No.
And I don't know how adding a parking lot would go. I don't know about that. So it would be just sort of drawing
Yeah.
sort of around the street sidewalks to include.
Now, What about the area, Ben, that's the parking lot by Einstein's, between Einstein's and Third Avenue,
The gravel lot right now.
the gravel lot?
Just right here.
Along
So-
by
Is
the,
that in the
by
historical
the
district?
church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, is that
Because
cluster by
there'd
the
be
church?
future chances for them to build,
Mhm.
and I would think that we should keep them in the historical district.
Hmm. Yeah, so it stays to what we have currently. It would stay within the boundary, but there could be new construction there that
That
meets
we would
those
still have
standards for new
some
construction
standards with.
in a historic
That would be
district.
the same issue then, since that's a parking lot, by extending the parking lot that's in front of the depot to decrease our liability for gerrymandering.
I think with the line currently that includes the depot has already been approved, so that's currently not changing.
201.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
hoping
Yeah,
201
it's
as
a
like
201.
any longer, whether to include the parking lot to the north so that the map district makes sense. Whether to, or just have like a little island next to the district. The depot lot, that's a city lot too.
That's a city lot.
That's fine, that looks fine.
So that's the one we're not worried about.
We're
No.
not worried about that, we're worried
No.
about 201.
Yeah,
That's
that-
sticking out
that
the
one
one
right
that's
there.
in this-
Yep.
The old
Yep.
staircase apartments and
Yep.
music store,
Yeah.
whatever else it was.
Do you need a motion to move forward? How do you proceed from here?
There's no official action being taken. This is just comments from this board to give her some direction as to which way to go with everything. To get the final document to present to her board and to present to all these business owners, so they actually have time to comment on it as well. More time to comment.
But I figured you guys know your community best, so I wanted early comment.
Obviously, we focused on 201, but I reviewed all the other changes that are being recommended and agreed with all of them. So I think 201 was the only one that I kind of focused on a little bit.
Okay.
What's the red marking then on the 300 lot of Main?
Those were the demolished.
Yep. These are
So those
demolished.
buildings are gone, so they took the buildings off the
Yeah.
register.
Parking lot is right
It's staying in the historical
But it's
district,
staying in the
just
district.
updating the map.
Yeah.
to reflect
Yeah.
historical buildings there.
Yep.
I mean, they are sort of weak spot. That 300 block and the 500 block. Those are weak spots, but we figured with the church and the Corn Palace Armory,
Yeah.
there was.
It's-
Figured we'd leave the boundaries around those areas as they are for now.
Yeah, the only objection I would be the 201 property, which is that
Mhm.
Try to
staircase apartment building.
give it a try to stay.
Someone's got to try it once. Someone's got to be the first.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
If it was a block east of here, we wouldn't be having any discussion about it.
No.
It'd be disconnected, but it's so close.
But yeah.
So yeah, I would say we try to keep it in historical
Yeah.
district. If it just does not make feasible sense, then we move forward with it being removed from the downtown historical
Yeah.
district.
Yeah, because it would be a case of our trustees saying, we're not going to approve it as presented, we want this changed to cut that out.
Mhm.
Or the Park Service getting that draft and saying, no, this boundary, including 201, doesn't make sense, send it back, do it over. So.
Any
I don't know
other
if they will.
comment or anything more that we need to talk about with this district or the modifications or anything you need our board to do at this point in time?
I don't think so. I had a highlighted note that I might come talk to the Historical Society about including the early photo of that Central Hotel and the current, and maybe the steam laundry. A coworker on another district, he included some like historical and current that we thought might be nice. And we know the Historical Society has some of those historic, and that we might ask permission to use them, but we can do that later. And then I wanted, just the West Central Residential District, and then there are a number of individually listed properties scattered, and there are probably more that could be. So if the city ever, if you hear of people interested, send them our way.
All right.
I know you guys don't apply for CLG grants. We have a certified local government program, and Mitchell is a certified local government. And as long as we have our federal grants, we give out grants to the cities that are in that program. And Mitchell hasn't applied for a while, but it can be used to prepare nominations. If you hear of people wanting to nominate things or consider new areas for new historic districts or anything like that, that's something to keep in mind. There might be funding support to help hire a consultant to do that.
So I missed that. What you're looking for people to help with what through the historic?
Well, if you in the community hear of people interested in having their property listed in the National Register in the future, we have a grant program that the city could be eligible to apply for to help prepare the documentation for that. So just to have an ear out, we just like to see that too.
Being in the historic district gives you options and avenues to get more funding for grants and things like that to help maintain your facility. And also, if you're going to do a big project or something, tax credits that can help with buildings as well. So that's kind of the reason for it.
Yeah, a lot of people are attracted, by being able to get the support, either grants or we have the state tax moratorium program, an 8-year state tax moratorium for improvements that might increase the taxes. It doesn't affect or freeze taxes across the board. And then, yes, the federal historic tax credit is for commercial properties that are doing a bigger overhaul. There's a spending threshold to meet, and meeting preservation standards and doing good work. There might be there's a 20% tax credit program that people can apply for.
What's the cutoff date? What's the year? So the project was built in 1973. Is that eligible? How far back does it go?
Yeah, so with the National Register, anything 50 years or younger needs to meet a special significance threshold. But anything 50 or older will meet the age requirement. And then we would look at why it's significant and whether it still has the historic character from that period of significance today.
Hey, Mark, I just emailed you an old picture of Boyd's property. If anybody wants to see it.
I would. Can't imagine that if you
Yeah,
I just found that when I was doing some research down at the Carnegie, or maybe it was just on my computer, I don't remember, but I thought, wow, that's one of the oldest buildings.
they had it in one of the Carnegie has it on their website on one of the Back in Time.
Yep. That's what this picture is. Again, not that I'm opposed to taking it off of the registry. I just thought it was cool.
That's interesting history.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Does not look like that anymore.
Nope.
It's same shape, and that's it. The windows are different.
Yeah.
All the finishes are different, But they hauled that from Firesteel to Mitchell. So, and I know they're trying to eventually amass a list of all the buildings that were brought here from our original town. That would be really neat, I think.
Yeah. There's always more history than fits within the National Register parameters. History's bigger than just our program, but we hope the program is useful too.
Right, instead of just people getting mad about it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Any other discussion with that?
Can I move to adjourn? Or is that jumping the gun?
There's a couple agenda items.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, no.
Is there any other
Sorry.
business to come before this board?
No.
Any public input? Now I will take a motion
I'll
to
move
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
I
Opposed? We are adjourned.
All right. Thank you.